Hi everyone, this is Sherri. Welcome to 75 Days of Meditate Right, the challenge. And we are on day 54. Wow, we are really 54 videos. Holy cow. I'm still amazed at that actually. And today's video I want to talk about perfectionism. And it's interesting that I talked about the video because I really believe that I was having some perfectionism issues with this whole thing. And I believe that perfectionism is an illusion. And I don't believe that anything is ever perfect. I just don't think it's possible. And so a lot of times what happens is when we have that idea that like it has to be perfect before we can do anything with it, we won't ever do anything with it. That's definitely true for me. And like, let me tell you something about this whole thing with video. I really have struggled with the setup of the camera. Like I finally got a good camera and hopefully you can see me better. I was using my actual laptop camera. It just didn't look good enough to me. It didn't look perfect, right? However, I didn't let it stop me. I still went forward and I was like, okay, well, how can I make it better? I might not, this isn't perfect, okay? I'm messing up, I slur my words, sometimes my background is messy, I have stuff on my desk, like, I mean, if it was set up perfectly, it just would never be perfect. And so I decided that I was just gonna rip off the Band-Aid and do this thing, and I did it on the webcam on my computer, and didn't really have a good microphone, and here we are, we're on day 54, and like sometimes like that I like lose track of what I'm doing. And I think that before I started my personal development journey, I would really beat myself up for things that weren't perfect, and like I was really going into getting frustrated with the camera setup and the lights, and like there was one point where like it was really hilarious because the lights were on me. You couldn't even see me. I was so pale. And I'm like, yeah, we might need to work on that a little bit. So I was getting really, really frustrated with it. And then I'm like, you know what? Like, it's not going to be perfect. And I'm okay with that because the whole point is to help other people. I get to help myself in the process. This is a whole win-win experience for me. And whether one person watches the video or 5,000 watch the video, it doesn't matter. I'm glad that I'm putting it out there. So anyway, we're on day 54 and we're on 45 minutes and we're talking about perfectionism. And so what I want you to do today is just journal about your perfectionism. Like, are you a perfectionist? That illusion of perfect, because there's really no such thing, because none of us are it. None of us are it. I don't care who you are. You're not perfect. It's not going to happen. Perfectionism just doesn't exist. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell me otherwise. And so I want you to just meditate and think about that, journal about that today. And thank you for checking it out. Please comment on the video if you have questions, comments. If you're getting anything out of it, I would really appreciate it. And I'd also appreciate you liking and subscribing. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.